Right, we are expecting the eye of the hurricane to pass through this area in a few hours. Right now, we've just been watching as the rains steadily increase. If I can point to across the riverbank right there, you see that spot of land there. We've been watching all day as the river level has actually receded because the forces are sucking this water downstream, but that is about to come back with a fury. This hurricane will be bringing those water levels up very fast. The storm surge is coming this way, which is why officials have told people to avoid going to places where they see low water levels out of caution, because they don't want them to be there when that water comes back.
Yeah, and a lot of people has been evacuated these days. And what kind of shelters has the authorities prepared for? Where have the people taken shelter?
Thousands of people in every county here in Florida who have flocked to the shelters. Authorities have been very good about providing a lot of space, a lot of safe spaces for people to go, especially with their pets. Now, there are mandatory evacuations in every city, in certain cities, especially near the water. In where we are in Tampa, Zone A is what they called for mandatory evacuations. And yesterday we saw quite a number of people trying to leave Tampa, going inland in Florida to try to avoid this at the last minute. We saw a lot of traffic coming out of here, so we believe that people have been listening to those warnings.
And overall, the people you have talked with, are people scared or they keep calm?
You know, I think that people here in Tampa are nervous but prepared. They told me that the few people walking along this riverbank today told me that they feel okay staying here because they are high up in condominium buildings, which are very protected, and they're very high up from the water level. Now, they also know that Tampa, Florida has not been hit directly by a major hurricane since 1921. So they understand this is going to be very different from previous tropical storms they've experienced. So they are on a heightened level of awareness here.
And Natasha, what are going to be the challenges in the aftermath of this hurricane?
Right, so when this passes through, people may not necessarily be able to come back into their homes directly, immediately, especially first responders. They have mentioned today that when this is gone, they will need to assess each of the roads, each of the neighborhoods to see if there are potential blockages to certain areas. So it may be a day, it may be 2 days, it may be several days before they can actually get into certain neighborhoods to help people. And that is why it was so important for authorities to tell residents who are in those mandatory evacuation zones to leave as soon as they could, because it could be very challenging even after the storm passes for those first responders to get them help.